Hello, everybody. We're back. We've got more story to tell about the Avengers versus the Living Laser. And so you see that Captain America and Hawkeye are right here. They're looking over my shoulder to read this story because they know the ending. But when we last saw our two heroes, they were trapped by the living laser with these beams of laser coming up from the floor, encircling them and keeping them trapped. So, what's going to happen? How will they get free? Well, that's part of what this story is about. All right, it's titled The Light That Failed. All right, that's a good sign. But look at this. The blurb says, "Don't dare miss the big change in Goliath." All right, so we're going to look for a change in his size changing powers. Well, here's a picture of Goliath and Hawkeye and Captain America fighting against the living laser. Let's see how this story plays out. All right, the mighty Avengers, the light that failed. Well, this blurb gives us a synopsis, but we know what's going on, so I'm just going to skip that. And Hawkeye says, "Well, this looks like the old ball game, Cap. It's just a matter of time till the rays polish us off. The laser's so positive that we're goners that he didn't even stick around for the finale." That may have been his first and last mistake, Hawkeye, because we're still alive. There's never been a trap yet that the Avengers couldn't crack, and I don't aim to see our streak broken now. "Look," replies Hawkeye, "I'm as strong on the stiff upper lip bit as the next Avenger, but you gotta admit, things aren't exactly looking up." "Still," replies Cap, "there's a way out of this. There must be. If only I could somehow reach the laser's machine and increase the angle of these rays. Dream on, Winghead. Mr. Fantastic, you're not, and don't I wish you were." "My shield, it's our one last hope. Perhaps there's enough protective coating left on it to resist the rays for a few seconds." "No go! The earlier blast removed all the special alloy. Fzasp. The shield's getting unbearably hot. Maybe if I throw it." But as the red, white, and blue clad Avenger attempts to hurl his mangled shield at the nearby control panel, "It disintegrated," Cap says, "just as if it were made of paper mache instead of metal." "Yeah," says Hawkeye, "so just imagine what those little sunbeams are going to do to us." "There's one bright spot anyway. When they ignite some of my blast arrows, we'll go out like a pair of Roman candles." "Cap, I guess I'll sound like even more of a cornball than you, but I want you to know it's been an honor to be on the team with you." "Stow that kind of talk, mister," says Cap. "Nobody's licked while he's still defiant, unyielding, and even if we die, the laser will never be safe, not as long as Goliath and the Wasp are alive. But the laser took the Wasp with him, and we can't contact Goliath." However, even as Hawkeye speaks, on the roof above, an unmistakable figure steps out from a sleek aero car. "The emergency signal, which I've been receiving from Jan, is getting stronger," says Goliath. "I've got to find her fast, even I have to tear this whole building apart." In an incredibly short span of time, the most powerful of the Avengers has zeroed in on the basement layer of the living laser as the signal vibrations have reached their highest peak, says Goliath. "The Wasp must be in that closed room down the corridor. If any harm has come to her, nothing on earth will stop the vengeance of Goliath." But then suddenly, the director finder in my belt is indicating that Jan has taken to the air. She's moving upward and away at a frightening speed. But how? Unless she's been captured. And that, as Henry Pym will soon learn, is exactly what has happened to the miniaturized wasp. For at that precise instant, on the other side of the building, here's the living laser flying along, he says, with the wasp as my prisoner inside this plexiglass jar. I have no more interest in the other Avengers. I'll move on to my second headquarters after causing a bit of more random destruction to demonstrate my power beyond the shadow of a doubt. For then, how can Janet Van Dyne fail to fall in love with a man who is now mightier than Goliath himself? As if might is what Jan is looking for in someone she loves, and as if the destruction of Hank Pym could cause her to love Arthur Parks. He's not quite all together in his mind. Meanwhile, let us not forget our two imperiled stalwarts in the Laser's lab, for they have something less appealing than romance on their minds. We can't have more than 30 seconds left before these crummy rays finish us off. I already feel like I'm standing on a postage stamp. Funny, I always thought when I went under it'd be in combat, not in some musty abandoned basement. Hold it, Avenger, says Cap. Don't you hear something? Footsteps. Footsteps heavy enough to make the floor tremble. It can only be... Say it with me. Goliath! The next second, with an ear-splitting crash, enters Goliath. Right you are, little buddies. It's wall-smashing time. Crack! But where's Jan? Has anything happened to her? She's safe for the moment, partner. Get us out of here and we'll tell you all about it. Then, as the thundering giant's momentum almost carries him into the path of the deadly beams, Hawkeye warns him, keep back, Goliath. Your oversized hide isn't any more